Now this always gets a little bit of shock, but 3 7 to 10-day vacations minimum per year, plus 3 to 4 long weekends. That's minimum from my point of view to all of you to keep your sanity. Boundary setting is a huge part of how you manage your time. If you set your boundaries better, you have more time free to go work out and to go to plays and theater and so on, but you don't spend your time spinning your wheels with boundary setting because you don't have any boundaries. Does everybody know how to have good idle chit-chat for the first 1 or 2 minutes you're sitting down with people? Hey, how are you doing? Don't always talk about the weather. Literally, if I notice somebody's in a color that I think is spectacular, so I've already looked at Ruth's purpley bluish top and noticed it and thought, oh, if I were sitting one-on-one with her, I'd say, great color, you should wear more of that. Her eyes look lavender, don't they? Okay, so those kinds of things, that's cool. So my relationships were suffering a little bit because I had gotten a little bit arrogant. And in my time management, I had to change, and that was right away. It was early in my career, which was good. I learned right away I needed to clean up the attitude that I had about everybody was here to serve me. So I have an assistant, by the way, that I pay $14 an hour. She's a high school girl. She comes to my house 3 times a week, and she does all these things for me that I don't want to do. So in terms of an assistant, hear this number. You're paying yourself the equivalent of $14 an hour to do the clerical work if you do it. If you pay someone to do it, then you're working for $100 an hour, whatever it is, right? That's how I want you to think. And I'm going to say, after that, of course, if we're in the next portion, if we decide to do the next portion of the course, you get more time to turn stuff in. But Debbie, you have 2 weeks to get everything done.
I can do it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, one big question. Where does your reputation fit in these 3 categories? Concepts, relationships, all of them, good. Yeah. Okay, all of them. Primarily these 2, relationships and concepts, but I want you to think about that. Your reputation is almost more important than anything else, isn't it? If another agent says, oh, I love Natalie and Derek, I want to work with them, they're a great team, and then the next one, you're going to about to write an offer for your favorite client, and the listing agent's not somebody you've done well with in the past, you had some conflict, or they never got back to you with the paperwork, right? We've all dealt with something like that. You've got an issue in here, and sometimes they're out of your control, right? It's other people. So I want to say just quickly, this is all about you controlling you. You can't manage other people, right? So there's a really key part right there. List everything in order of priority and start down the list from 1 to 10 or 15 or whatever it is. It's hard. So the priorities are a lot of times the ones that are not the most fun. Do you guys always do what's fun first? I used to, until I changed my thinking. Why can't he finish? This is really an important part of time management. Fear. Fear of failure. Failure. If he finishes it, he'll have to use it. Number 5, if you don't know how to ask, if you don't know how to do something, ask. This actually demonstrates confidence instead of insecurity, which is a lot of people thinking the opposite of it. So I say a lot of times, I don't know how to do that. The procrastination up here fits where? Concepts. It falls in here because you're procrastinating about the system, but it really fits here. So that's actually a way that you're running your business is with procrastination. Ooh, tough statement. So now I want you to see, if you were going to rewrite your business plan today, part of your vision statement would be, you never say it in the negatives, you don't say, I no longer procrastinate. You would say what?
I will finish that.
I will finish my what? You make a list, or I deliver what I promise to myself and others. That would be as simple as it could be. So I want you to think about setting different boundaries with yourself and having a new attitude about procrastination. This would change your life, wouldn't it?